On this channel, we cover so much about aliens and UFOs, mate, and I'm telling you, you are going to be seeing on this video almost like this video is going to turn some skeptics into believers. I'm telling you, mate. I am a believer in UFOs and aliens. I just think that, I've said it before, it's mathematically impossible for us to be the only ones here in this universe. All right? And there is arguments saying that, why aren't they here yet? Why have they landed? And all this sort of stuff. And I think that there's so many arguments about that. But one of them is, I think that so many people still think about human tech and what is possible and impossible. You've got to try and think about alien technology. And also, but okay, I could just go on for hours about why they haven't landed yet and said hello and high-fived us. Or have they? And we just don't know about it. But anyway, hopefully this video is going to enlighten some people. But this is the wonderful thing about YouTube and the comment section, because you get one half saying, yes, I believe, and the other half saying, no, I don't. Let's keep it nice, but this video is going to be so good, right? Because I'm going to be covering aliens. You're going to see interviews, UFOs, and something that I missed, which I cannot believe, all right? Because I covered a video about a UFO, and I should have seen something, and I think it was actually sent to me because of that, and I didn't actually pick up on it. But it's absolutely mind-blowing what you're going to see come the end of this video. However, this entire video is going to be epic, mate, all right? So, first of all, we're going to be talking about the cigar-shaped UFO. A lot of people are talking about it. It was, I say not so much many people now, because it happened like a few weeks ago. But the reason I want to talk about it is because it links on to this interview back in 1976. It's crazy. So if you're into aliens and UFOs, mate, please subscribe, because we're going to be covering so much more of it. And check out my other stuff as well about UFOs, because I don't just talk about the up-to-date topics. I'm unraveling this as I go. I'm learning about it as I go. So forgive me if I get some things wrong, or I'm mistaken, or I pronounce things wrong, or I get wrong locations. Like I say, I'm learning about it, and I'm loving the journey. I really am, all right? So this is what the cigar-shaped UFO is. This is on Twitter, or X. Right, check this out. Look at that. What in the Disco Inferno is that? Look. Boom. Imagine seeing that. And I see a lot of comments, especially on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. And it's always, why are all these UFOs in America? Why are all these UFO sightings in America? Well, first of all, they're not. Right? A lot of it happens in Brazil. I've seen loads in Brazil, in Russia. It happens all over the world. But I just think that in America, it's such a huge country. And there's a lot of tech in the United States, where a lot of people have got cameras outside their houses, mobile phones and things like that. I just think it's easily documented. Okay? Like, imagine seeing that, mate. Imagine seeing that. That, if you saw that in real life, it would legit change your thoughts on aliens and UFOs. I get a lot of comments and in emails telling me, Ben, aliens aren't real, they're demons. Okay, so I'm going to be putting together a video about aliens actually being demons other than extraterrestrials, right? And then this footage is even better. This is incredible, right? This is Brett Harrison Jones was out with his camera looking for nature when he spotted the pill-shaped object, otherwise known as, I would say, the Tic Tac. They're probably referring to the Tic Tac UFO, but this is slightly longer, so for the sakes of the video, I'm going to call it the cigar shape. All right, but this is crazy. Spotted the pill-shaped object coming in and out of focus from his home in Guilford Country, North Carolina, 2 weeks ago. And this was 2019. But look at this, mate. This is amazing. Right, listen.
I have no idea. But I've shown it. That's in real time and then it slowed down a little bit, and then I'm taking some frame grabs so you can see that each end lights up individually, and it kind of goes from like a silver look to like a brass look, and then it also will flash, and the flash was bright enough to where I thought before I could see it later, just with my naked eye, it just looked like it was something glinting in the sun, like it was an object that was metallic with mirrors or something that was glinting the sun at me. It was late in the afternoon.
Mate.
And here I'm showing the just the non-cropped image slowed down so that you can get an idea.
Oh, the non-cropped image.
Yeah, of
Look. Get the idea of the scale. Look. Mate, I'm sorry, but if you look at every single flying object that we have made, that just defies all, like, it doesn't even look aerodynamic. Right? I've said before, if you were going to make some sort of flying aeroplane, don't reinvent the wheel. Just moderate what we've already got. Wings, boosters, yeah, right? This is mad.
Just the scale of it in the frame.
So that's your cigar-shaped UFO. And now this interview, mate, I've not seen the whole thing. I've seen the first, minute or two, and I was fully excited. And then I skipped to the very end. And what she says at the end, mate, was just it's gonna freak you out. This is a couple in 1976. In 1976, mate, talking about a cigar-shaped UFO. A cigar-shaped UFO in 1976. And now we're seeing them there, right? A few weeks back, in 2019, and here, right? Check this. This is in England, okay? You'll know it's England in a minute when they start talking.
This is where we see the large orange light.
That's right, yes, we did. Yes, on their left.
On the left here.
Yes. And
then it disappeared, and I am coming up to it now. It appeared again here.
They're reenacting what they did.
It started hovering down below the back of these trees and the hedges here.
So it's
we
hovering.
came on down the road for another quarter of a mile, maybe a bit more. We turned sharp left to come into Chilcombe Lane. It's a bad bend, isn't it? Going down this lane, and we were doing about 20 mile an hour, maybe 20, 25 mile an hour. Done about 70 yards down. All of a sudden, this car suddenly went crazy. It just leapt off the road to the right, and the engine started to rev. We hit the grass verge, which is a very wide grass verge, about 15 yards wide.
Do you hear what he says? The car went crazy. It swerved off to the right. The car started revving like mad. And how many times have you seen it in films where the electrics in a car goes down, or it just breaks down, and all of a sudden this UFO comes along and abducts the people and stuff like that? It's weird, right? But these movie producers, they get their information from somewhere.
And we were heading towards a high edge, so I grabbed the steering wheel as Mrs. Bowles was fighting with it, and suddenly the car straightened itself. We came down the grass verge for about 10 to 15 yards, and we came to a stop. And it was though we'd hit an invisible barrier, which it gave, because it didn't throw me forward into the seat, but it gave, and then brought us back to our normal stopping position.
That was when we see...
Well, then sorry, yes?
That was when we see, what I shall say, a cigar-shaped object hovering in front of us. Inside were three figures.
Yes, they had like a cockpit in the cabin was in the front of the cigar-shaped thing, and was lit up, but not glowingly lit up. It was a very easy light to look at.
It was hovering. It had either steam or vapor coming out like gas jets.
Mate, this is so damn weird. And again, like I say, what she says at the end, mate, will freak you right out.
Then I see one of these figures get out of this thing, this object, and it started walking across towards me.
No.
Yes, it was.
Now, as it was walking
haven't
across
heard
towards
this.
me, I heard a whistle.
Which I didn't
So
hear.
it's like a whistling kettle starting to whistle. Now, he had on like a boiler suit, but it was with a polar neck collar.
Mate, this connects. Oh my god! I did a video a while ago. I think it was in. The video was not set in, but the video was from 19. It was in the 70s again, I think, or early 80s, and it may have been the 80s. And she was talking about what do you guys call it again? Oh man, the blonde-haired, pale skin aliens. And what she said then about the what they were dressed in is very familiar, very very similar to what that other woman was saying. Listen.
He had a seam down on his right-hand side. As he walked across, he come to my window. He put his arm on the roof of my car and looked in. Now, he was a tall man, roughly 6'1", 6'2". He had pink eyes, which were very piercing.
Pink eyes? That's the same as what, mate? What? Oh my god! Hang on a second. I know you're gonna get upset with me, but I've got to find out what these what they're called. These aliens with blonde hair. Nordic aliens. Is she talking about Nordic aliens? Because the Nordic aliens, some people refer to them with pink eyes. Mate, I'm on it. Let's go.
He had sideboards and a beard which met. He looked in at me, then he looked at Ted. After looking at Ted, he looked at my dashboard. And as he was looking at the dashboard, my car engine started up.
No way.
Now, the car ignition keys was turned off. And as the engine started up of my car, my headlights were 4 times powerful than what they normally are. It was just like a glow of white.
Oh my god.
I see a movement of this figure. Oh, by the way, I grabbed Ted. And I said, no, Ted, don't get out, because he wanted to get out. And I just literally wrapped my body around Ted. And then I opened one eye, because I'd had my eyes shut. And I opened one eye and I said, look out, Ted, he's going round the back to you. I see a movement, thinking he was going round the right, all the way round my car. Ted looked over his left-hand shoulder to have a look around to see if he was coming round. And my words were, don't open the door, Ted, don't open the door. But while Ted was looking round and me huddled to him with my eyes closed, the figure disappeared with the object.
Oh, F you. No way. Mate, this is mental. This is mental.
After it gone, after a few seconds, which seemed hours to us, Ted said, well, let's go. Oh, he asked me if he could drive. And I said, not likely. It only meant because it meant me getting out of my car. I put it in first and started off, but we could not move. It was as though as we were still hitting an invisible barrier. Well, I put her back in neutral and waited for a few seconds, and then I started off again. And we went off perfectly normal in the car. On the Monday, when I got...
This is the bit that I may have listened to right near the end. I thought it was a bit closer to the end, but mate, listen.
Got up. I had a rash on my face, down my neck, and along onto my shoulder.
Which side?
On the right-hand side. It was all like blotchy. It could have been a nerve rash, or it could have been where that gentleman was stood by my window.
Oh my
Incidentally, since this happening, I have had a telephone call from a person from London telling me on no account am I to say anything to anyone about this, what we've seen, because I should be having a government official come round to see me.
Mate, what? That's like a mic drop, right? Holy moly, man. I don't know what it is, mate. I just find, especially back then, like, would you risk your own sanity and what people say about you and things like that with a story, an elaborate story like this? What? I mean, it might not be aliens, but it's fucking, it bloody sounds like it.
And after all, this is England, and this is a free country, and I will speak and say what I want, which is the truth.
What do you reckon? That was, thank you so much for this person that sent me that interview, mate. That was absolutely amazing. This is somebody that somebody sent me again. There is a YouTube video of it, but I've got this on End Times Productions. Listen, this is freaky, man. So, Area 51 employee calls Art Bell on Coast to Coast AM and tells him everything. This is one of the most legit UFO whistleblowers ever. I don't know when this was. I don't know when it was, but tell me what you think about this. Do you think it's legit or not?
On the air, hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens, Art, they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
I started getting...
Oh, right. Mate, that's giving me the chicken, that is. So apparently he called back and he said he made it all up. So
did you hear? Now you tell me because you were listening.
That was awful strange.
There was a really weird guy on the air when it went off?
Yeah, real weirded out.
Like going sort of sounding paranoid, schizophrenic.
Like crying and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the argument would be like, you know, obviously he's been medically discharged. For what? Why was he medically discharged? Because he's making stuff up, he's hallucinating, he's just off his head. Like, you know? That could be a legitimate story to back this up, like, where it's just all completely fake. I mean, he sounded quite freaked out though, right? That's pretty weird. But when she started saying about keeping your mouth shut, it just made me think about that. But again, like, all this could be complete and utter bull. We don't know. And I like to try to keep an open mind about that. Just because I believe in UFOs and aliens, I don't want to go down that like deep dive and go like everything that I hear and everything I see, I totally believe in, right? Because all you do need is somebody to sound erratic, call up and say, yeah, this is it. Like do you know what I mean? Like that could be anything. There's no proof. It's just an allegation. All right. But But talking about aliens, all right? So I wanted to... This is mad, all right? I've got a couple of videos here showing, well, 2 aliens, clear as day. Well, I say clear. One of them's clear as day. And then on the final video, I'm going to show you something that I missed ages ago, which was like mind-blowing, which also sort of... It correlates with the interview in 1976 where she says that she sees these people, these aliens, in a cockpit. But this is the first one that I wanted to show you. This is a long time ago, and I think I remember seeing this maybe when it first came out. Maybe not when it first came out. Years and years and years ago. So it's still quite fresh. It's not fresh in my head. It's still hazy in my head. But looking back on it, it's like I remember it in real time. So Dr. Jonathan Reed, Alien Encounter, 15th of October, 1996. I think, like I say, I've skipped through it. But I think this is where this person finds an alien out in a forest somewhere and brings it back home and looks at it, right? And I think it's wounded or injured or something. But what's quite weird is what it's dressed in again. This thing's dressed in what these people in 1980s and 1970s were talking about, right? Check this out. Like, I don't know. He doesn't talk, so I don't actually know why he's so out of breath and clearly shaken up. Oh. He sounds like he's hurt or sick, nauseous. What is that?
Come on, work.
What makes me think why this camera's... Mate, I think the reason why the camera's not working is because what we said about earlier with electrics just not working when there's alien life form around, right? Maybe. Or this is just complete and utter hoax. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Is that grass? You start seeing images, little clearer images, and you can start picturing what's going on in a minute. It looks like he's in a forest. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. What is this here? What is that? Is that something hovering? Or is that the body? Look at this now. So he's wrapped it up in that spacesuit stuff. That thermal thing. Or is it just tinfoil? Mate, legit, that is what that is wearing, these spacesuit type things, like a wetsuit of some sort, you know? What she was saying back in the beginning of the video. I would love somebody to enhance this video and color correct it, you know? He moves ahead in a minute in that. Oh my god, mate. Is it blinking? Or is that just a digital glitch? blurred out. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here. I think it's just really bad quality, right? Like, I'm trying to keep an open mind. If it's either real or it's fake, right? You can't get in between. Mate, would you touch that? Is he opening his mouth? He's opening his mouth. Is he opening his eyes? Oh my god. Look, he's opening his eyes. He's just opened his eyelid. Is that? I think that's blood of some sort. What are you doing? Oh, look. What is that? Oh! Oh! So that's like a flap of skull or something he's just sort of like lifting up. Is it? That's where it's hurt itself. That's the wound. Oh my god, mate. But the way he's moving the neck, it just seems like it's moving very well. It doesn't look fake. It doesn't. You know when you sort of twist synthetic material, it sort of wrinkles, right? But this isn't wrinkling. This is moving like skin.
So, Doctor, when did you hear that scream?
Well, after a few hours had gone by and I had called Gary back.
Look at the veins.
And he had calmed me down from crawling
the eye
practically around the ceiling.
You can tell as well. So if he'd opened his eyes, this eye would be massive, right? And the mouth there. Oh my god, mate.
We both went out to look again, and I figured, we went out and looked. We did the same thing. I opened the freezer so that I could know that I was not imagining this. And the same thing happened. And when the freezer was opened, this thing let out a scream like I have never heard before. It literally, the force of the sound made you feel like something was pushing against your chest.
Oh my god, so this thing wasn't dead? Is that what? They put it in a freezer? And then when they opened up the freezer, it screamed?
The air around it as it screams actually bubbles and moves.
It felt like the air was moving.
What?
God.
And at that time, it was just, open and closed. And later on, I felt like I had to try to document this.
Of course.
So I took my camera and I took the recorder and I turned it on and I again opened the freezer. And that's when I recorded this sound.
Would you play the sound for us once again, please?
Yes, I will. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Here it comes.
Oh my god, mate. This is... Oh my this is horrible. This is horrible. Oh my God. Oh. Ah. Oh my God, mate. Oh my God. Do you know what that reminds me of? The Fourth Kind. The movie The Fourth Kind, when it just goes and starts talking. Oh, mate. Oh my God. I'm so glad I watched this. Right? Again, it could be fake as F, but I'm loving it.
My God, that's awful. Oh, God, that's awful. How did you stay dry?
I didn't.
Really? Oh my goodness gracious me. What is that? Is that what they're talking about, the freezer? I'm not connecting that. I'm not connecting how, like, what that is. They obviously went to this forest, saw this thing, whatever that is, saw the alien, took it back, unraveled it, recorded it, but when was it that they opened up this freezer? I can't imagine a freezer being in the forest and you open it up and there's an alien in there, you know? Was it dead when they found it in the forest? Like, it's so confusing. maybe you guys know the story. Is that a hole? Is that a box? Is that a... What is that? Is it a ship? Is that a ship? Or is that where the... Is that like a coffin of some sort? Whatever it is, that material looks really weird. It looks like marble of some sort, or like a resin. What is this? That's what they found? Take note of those symbols, mate. Is that... Oh, that's for the wrist. That goes around the wrist. That's a dog. So, there's this video here that went around like I mean, it was re-uploaded. I think this is really old. I'm not too sure. When I saw it, I was like, it's too good to be true. Yeah? But the reason I'm showing you it is because there's things about it I want to talk about that scream real, right? This is an interview or some sort of interaction with an extraterrestrial, right? Tell me whether you think, and remember, right at the very end of this, after this video, it's going to be the last video, I'm going to talk about something I missed, which is absolutely mind-blowing, okay? But look, what do you think about this one?
This video was shared by Oanesa X on Twitter X showing a tall gray alien interacting with a human. No speaking, but maybe communicating by telepathy if it's real.
Look at that!
No further information. In a leaked video that emerged on the internet, an alleged encounter between a man and an extraterrestrial being took place at an undisclosed location within a secret base in the United States. The encounter reportedly occurred during the nighttime, and due to the video's quality, the specific surroundings remain unidentified. It is believed that this encounter took place in 2017, although no. The video begins with a man standing a short distance away from what appears to be an extraterrestrial being commonly referred to as a gray. Both individuals face each other.
Imagine seeing that thing, mate, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. This is too good to be true, or it looked, but I don't know, mate. What I'm trying to think of, if it's somebody, right, it could either be mechanical, right? So it's all just like a robot, yeah? Or it's somebody inside it. Like a, you know, a suit. But if there's somebody inside it, do you know anybody with a neck that long, where that's his shoulders and a neck that long, and for a head to fit inside there, mate? It just doesn't, it doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up.
Each other and maintain eye contact for several moments. The extraterrestrial's physical features resemble typical depictions of greys. A hairless pale grayish skin tone, large dark eyes and a slight frame.
Because this thing's legit moving. If it was robotic, I mean, I think that the movements would be a little bit more jiggity-jaggedy. But this seems fluid, man.
The man remains calm throughout the encounter, showing no signs of distress or fear.
And this thing's moving!
Their interaction appears to be non-verbal, as no audible communication is captured in the leaked video. Despite this, their body language seems engaged and focused, the man and the extraterrestrial being exchanged glances, perhaps attempting to convey meaning or understanding to one another. It is worth noting that
it is moving so fluidly. I know it's in slow motion, but the movements, like everything, it just seems like there's somebody in there. But if there's somebody in there, you got to imagine there's your head, right? And look at this part. So you couldn't put your head back here. So the back of his head would have to be here, right? So it's back of his head, and then you're talking about the forehead. Like, where's his nose? The nose should be out here now, and then the chin, like that would be where his chin is, or his jawbone. But then this indents too much into his ears. But then if that was the case, your neck doesn't go down like this and that long. His neck would be like this distance, and then the shoulders would be up here, not down here. And have you ever seen somebody like that skinny? Oh, mate, this is just...
The interpretation of their interaction remains speculative due to the lack of context provided. After a brief period of visual engagement, the man and the extraterrestrial reach out and firmly shake hands. This momentary physical contact suggests a mutual acknowledgement or agreement between the two parties. The handshake appears formal, devoid of any overt displays of emotion or excitement. Both individuals maintain a composed demeanor throughout the encounter, further adding to the enigmatic nature of the video. It is important to emphasize that the authenticity and veracity of this video remain unverified, as no official confirmation or statements have been released by the government or reputable sources.
Look at it!
Skepticism should be exercised when evaluating the footage. The leaked video serves as a piece of intriguing but unconfirmed evidence in the realm of alleged extraterrestrial encounters. As with any leaked material, its origin and its intentions behind its release by an anonymous source raise additional questions about its credibility.
That's the only bit there. When it puts his hands up, first of all, you don't see any contact of the hand and then like a grasp. The other thing that made me think could be BS is because where have like an alien shaking hands? But then if it's been documenting us for years, it knows that we generally shake hands to welcome each other, right? If they're intelligent, they'll know, well, if you're going to speak to humans, you've got to shake their hand.
Supporting information or corroboration adds further complexity to the assessment of this alleged encounter. Without official documentation or reliable sources, it is impossible to draw definitive conclusions regarding the nature and significance of this encounter. Until further evidence emerges or official disclosures are made, this leaked video remains an unverified curiosity within the realm of alleged extraterrestrial encounters. The arm looks a bit digital and off, but we're not very sure because of the scene in the dark.
Yeah.
And the rest of the alien's body seems quite realistic. Moreover, studying the hand of the man, bearded guy's index and middle fingers seem to disappear when reaching out to shake hands. Maybe his fingers are slightly bent. But we can see the shadow his hand is casting onto the EBES hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
So that could have been a digital glitch, right? Where his finger just disappears.
Moreover, studying the hand of the man, bearded guy.
Yeah, it does actually look like it glitches out. Because it might be the similar sort of color, so it's glitching out.
Fingers seem to disappear when reaching out to shake hands. The shadow his hand is casting onto the EBES hand.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
Hey, what do you think about that? I threw it in there because it's almost like a lucky strike, right? A lucky dip. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I'm not too sure. Anyway, the last one that I wanted to show you was this one that I showed a long time ago. Well, I say a long time ago, a couple of weeks back, about what some people consider the most legit UFO footage out there, and it is really good, to be fair. It was in 2008 in Turkey, right? This is the raw footage. There's something I missed about this. Watch. I can't believe that I missed this. First of all, by the way, this thing later on, it morphs into different colors. It sort of zebra changes, or if you're American, zebra changes. Like, it's weird. It goes like a mackerel, like a fish, a mackerel like pattern. Like, he's zooming right in on this thing, and then he zooms back out. But what I'm saying is, this thing here, mate, is what I missed. And this is what people are saying are two aliens. There's one there. You'll see a different angle in a minute. But look at this, mate. This is the cockpit. I missed this. In a minute, you'll probably see a little bit better. I try and link the actual first video that I did of this. If I can work out which one it is.
Tam ayın altında bu. Denize yakın. Denize yakın. O nerede? Vallahi bak aşağıda.
That looks fake like that, but when he zooms out, you can clearly see that it's over the sea.
Denizin üzerinde gibi.
Oh man.
Aynısı be.
Yeah, come on. You see a really clear picture of it in a bit.
Allah Allah. Nedir bu böyle? Ay nerede? Ay da burada.
La Luna.
Yakaladım.
Oh, is that it? It's turned? Is it turned? Hang on 1 second. Look! There's two of them. 1, 2. What the? Mate, what do you think? Is that an alien? There is somebody that sent me. Oh, look. Somebody sent me a digitally enhanced version of this, right? It was this, and then there was a circle, and they digitally enhanced the two images, the two aliens. Anyway, mate, what do you think about that? I am so glad I covered that, man. I thought that was amazing and freaky deaky. So freaky deaky. Anyway, if you want to see more about aliens and UFOs and paranormal and weird and wonderful, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.